Recording. There we go. So I want to thank everybody for jumping on here this evening. And if you're wondering, like you were looking for Jay Nelson, you're like, wait a minute, that's not Jay. He's not as good looking as Jay is. And you're right. Jay is actually in Japan, traveling the world with his bride, Ashley, and asked me to pinch hit for him. I said, absolutely. One thing I've learned in life is if somebody gives you an opportunity, always take it, even if you're not completely comfortable in it. That's where growth starts, right? When you get uncomfortable. And so tonight, here's how this is going to go down. Some of you who are here to see EXP explain have short attention spans, and just like the meat and potatoes, give me the high level overview. But some of you want the details. So here's how I'm going to break it down. The first 10 minutes of this is going to be super fast, rapid fire. I'm going to go over a brief overview of what EXP is. That's for my short attention span people. And then after that, then I'm going to go deep dive and get into the details for my people that need the details. So you detail-oriented people, this first part, you're going to be like, he's going way too fast. Just, I'm going to get into the details on it and dig into it. But for my short attention span people, you're going to love me because I'm going to have you on and off in the next 10 minutes. So that's how we're going to go. And the cool part is the slides I'm going to show you are completely downloadable. The person that invited you on here, you can download these slides because a lot of them are going to have hyperlinks and things like that where you can go into your own deep dive. So you're going to be able to check that out yourself. So the person invited you on here, ask them for the slides. They'll give them to you. One of our core values at EXP is transparency. We believe in showing you everything up front. So if you decide to partner with us, you know everything ahead of time. There's no surprises or gotchas when you come on board. Before we get started, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. 60 seconds here. My wife, Stacy, and I have been selling real estate here in Central Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, Central Ohio since the 1900s. 1997 is when we started selling homes. And we've been with all the big names in real estate, everybody you can think of, Keller Williams, Remax, things like that throughout our career. We love all of them. They were all great brokerages, but as we outgrew them or needed something, a different need came along and we moved brokerages. And we ended up in EXP in 2018 when someone took the time to share it with us, exactly like you're seeing it tonight. Somebody said, hey, are you open to seeing a new business model in real estate, which allows agents to build a business and have retirement and residual income and multiple streams of cash flow? And we were like, what? Yeah, of course, we'll take a look at anything. We're not moving, but we'll take a look, right? I mean, what we found is the most successful people always look at opportunity. They don't always take the opportunity, but they always look. The most successful people always look. So I welcome you being on here tonight, being open-minded and somebody to receive some information. And what we saw blew us away. And even though we had no intention of moving, we moved, and it has been nothing but incredible. See, what had happened in 21 years of selling real estate is we had hit a ceiling. We had hit a ceiling in our production as far as where we were and what we could do with the amount of time we had. And what somebody showed us with EXP and the tools we had gave us the opportunity over the last 6 years to triple our production, but decrease the amount of time we spent on real estate by 75% or 25%. We've been spending for the last 3 years, we've been spending over 3 months out of the year in the Caribbean, and we were able to do $27 million in personal production, 62 units. Personally, our team sold over 854 homes and $250 million in real estate out of Central Ohio, the middle of a cornfield. So, all right, we got all the numbers out of the way. Just know that we know how to sell real estate. We know how to sell real estate, which I'm sure you do too. But what EXP provided us was the opportunity to sell more real estate in less time so we could have more fun. That's what I'm going to show you tonight. So with that, let's get into this thing. You're like, enough about you, Jim. Show us the goods. So let me share my screen and let's get rocking and rolling. We're going to talk about EXP Realty tonight. EXP, where innovation meets opportunity. And we're going to show you how the future of real estate is EXP. So here's the thing I want to tell you first. We are the largest independent real estate brokerage on the planet. Why is that important? Because why not be with the biggest and the best and the number one if you're going to partner with somebody, okay? Our agent count and trajectory has been off the charts. You can see since 2009 when we started, back in 09, look, we were kind of an experiment. Nobody had ever done a cloud-based model. Nobody had ever set up anything where the agents could be owners, where you could pull residual income, where you could build a retirement, you could actually build a business. Nobody had ever done that. And our founder, Glenn Sanford, said, I'm going to try this experiment. And we have rocketed off the charts, and the sky's the limit with us, right? So one of the big things that's on the street about us is that we are simply a recruiting company. That couldn't be further from the truth. We're the #1 real estate brokerage in closed transactions in the United States. Because here's the deal. If you don't sell real estate, houses, by the way, I got a little cough on me. I've had a teeny cold, so I apologize. Let me take a sip so I don't cough in your ear, and let's get after this. I'm not sick, by the way. You're not going to get germs through the Zoom. That's the good news. But we are crushing it in sales. We sell real estate. Yes. Do we recruit agents? Of course. What I always tell people is this: look, if you had the cure for cancer, would you go out and tell everybody you knew? Of course. Would you be maybe even a little annoying, like, hey, you need to look at this? Would you grab people and shake them and say, look, you need to see this? I know maybe your friend who invited you to check this out might have been a little aggressive, like wanting you to see it. It's because they're so excited because what EXP has to offer. Look, we're number one in sales. That's not just us saying it. That's everyone saying it. You can see all the different magazines and publications talking about us being number one, and we sell a lot of real estate. Hang on one second here. I'm going to mute myself. So I mentioned the fact that you can see our top producers. These are hyperlinks. Whoever invited you on here can give you this website. You can click through it and check it out. Now, here's the great thing. We're a cloud-based freedom. That's the key with EXP, freedom. You can work from anywhere. We have advanced technology. We have our EXP World, which is our metaverse, and also training and development. Everything, apologize, is done online. That's the great part about it. No longer are you bound by just the brick and mortar location of where you are at. And because of that, we have no desk fees, no utilities, no lease payments, none of that. All the unnecessary overhead costs can be put back into the company for technology and also putting more money in your pocket. Because here's what we know as real estate agents: it's not about how much you make, it's how much you keep, right? We know that. Okay. Now, I'm going to get into these a little bit later in a deep dive, but it's very important to understand that we have tools, training, and services to support your business. We have tech, we have lead gen, we have training, we have support, and then all kinds of different categories from luxury to commercial, international, land and ranch. You name it, we have it. Of course, because we're the largest independent brokerage in the world, we're not a franchise, right? It's a totally different model than the franchise model. We don't have a bunch of hands in the pot taking money out, right? In the franchise model, you have the franchise location, right? You got the regional, you have all these different people taking their cut. And because of that, they can't have as much money to invest in you and to invest in the tech and the lead gen and things like that. They're going to help you grow as an agent and, of course, give you the best compensation package in the industry for producers. Remember I said that. The best compensation package, the full package in the industry for producers. I'm going to show you how that works. Right now, I'm going to get into all this stuff a little bit later, but I just wanted you to check this out right now as far as what we have. This is for my short attention span, people. Remember, I'm busting through this. I'm going to get back to the details. So our commission and our cap is this. We're an 80-20 commission split with a $16,000 cap. What does that mean? That means when you have paid $16,000 in, you will move to 100% from there. Now, some agents do that in one deal. Other agents, it may take them 10, 15. Some agents, it takes 20 deals, depending on your marketplace and where it's at. The person that invited you on here can sit you down. Here's what I recommend. Sit down and analyze your last 3 years in real estate based on EXP's pay plan and see where you're at. Now, after you cap, you can earn 100% of your commission for the remainder of the year. Now, I know some of you are already saying, oh my gosh, but I'm at 100% brokerage. I have to pay $16,000 in here. Remember what I said. If you're a producer, we have the best compensation package in the industry. I'm going to prove it to you coming up right here. So before I get to that, though, I'm going to share our standard costs. We have a $149 startup fee. That's the start. That's got your swag. That's got your first $85 monthly cloud brokerage fee. What do you get for the $85? I'll be telling you about that in a little bit. It's not just a money grab. There's three main things you're going to get. You're going to get our hybrid office. You're going to get all of our training that's included, and you're going to get our CRM through KV Core. By the way, we also have per transaction $85 when you combine these two, transaction review fee and risk management fee, $85 fee that goes per transaction that you get on there. We have no transaction fees. We have no royalties. We have any of that other money grab crap that other brokers have. We don't have any of that stuff. In fact, if you do charge a transaction fee right now, interesting note, we charge $3.99 here in Columbus, Ohio. $85 of that goes to the broker. The rest of it comes to us. There you go. You can set that up any way you want. I've heard other states where it's like $7.99, but in Ohio, it's kind of average here is about $3.99 people are charging. Okay, so what was I saying earlier about how you can keep 100% of your commission or better? Well, we have a thing called a stock plan. You get to be an agent owner here with EXP. And the way that works is we have equity awards through our incentive program. For example, you'll get stock for your first closing. You also get stock when you cap. Another brokerage I was at, when we capped, we got a hat. The cap, get it? We had that. We got that when we capped out. Here, you'll get some stock in the company gifted to you. If you introduce another agent to EXP, you'll get some stock with them for them joining the brokerage and also helping them close their first transaction, right? We also give you the ability to take 5% of your commissions and purchase stock at a 5% discount. About 2/3 of our agents participate in that. We love it. It comes off the top of our commission, right? So a $10,000 commission, we'll take 5% off the top of that. It's $500, and we buy stock at a 5% discount. You make 5% on your money right there in your first 30 days. It's awesome. Again, it's totally voluntary. You don't have to do it. But why not build wealth while you're making money? Okay? That's the idea. That's your nest egg. You put that money away. You set it aside for the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years. So long you're going to be in real estate and end up with, I'm not allowed to say any numbers, but let's just say a nest egg at the end. For us, it's going to be a couple $1 million, but it's up to you depending on your production and what you sell, right? Okay, cool. Icon Award. This is the big kahuna right here. If you missed everything else I said, listen to this. If you're a producer, you can literally get paid to be at EXP. Okay? Remember, it's an 80-20 split with a $16,000 cap. If you hit performance benchmarks with the company and you hit certain standards with it, and then you also do a little bit of training with the company and attend company events, like go to South Beach, Miami this year with us, right? And go to the regional rally, which I'm going to be in Nashville coming up next week. They'll give you your $16,000 cap back in company stock. Now, here's the thing. You paid $16,000 in. You hit certain performance benchmarks, you get $16,000 back. What is your split? If you paid $16,000 in and you're a producer and you get your $16,000 back, what is your split? I hope all of you are saying right now it's 100%, right? But I said we have the best compensation package in the industry. What if the stock, which is publicly traded on the NASDAQ, what if it goes up over time? Hey, what's the stock market do, right? It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, right? You got everybody panicking right now going on, right? But over time, what has the stock market done over time when evaluated over decades? It has gone up, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down, but it trends up. What if that happens over the next 10, 20, 30 years of your career and you have stock in the NASDAQ? And what if it continues the trend it's done for the last 80 years and it continues to go up? Now, what's your split? You're right. It's better than 100% because now you're building wealth, not just making money. Okay. So you can also earn revenue share by introducing new agents to EXP. So the company says, look, we're not going to have paid recruiters. We're going to let our agents bring agents into the company and introduce them to the company. And they can jump on webinars. They can meet with our growth team or things like that, or our team leads and stuff. And we'll share with them the good word of EXP, kind of like they're hearing tonight. If they like it and they join, they name you as a sponsor, you'll get some stock, but you'll also get revenue share coming back to you every month from the company, not from the agent. You're not taking a cut from the agent that joined. You're getting paid revenue share from the company based on the amount of production that that agent does. Here's what just happened. The founder of our company created a financial alignment between agents where agents collaborate to help each other because we're all owners in the company. We all want the stock to go up in value. So we all help each other sell more houses, coach each other up, right? We all help recruit more agents to make the stock go up, but also we get paid a monthly stipend, a monthly revenue share of 50% of the revenue brought in by agents that you've introduced to the company gets paid back to you. And it comes back and it gets paid. It's an incredible process. And again, this is a very quick, right? Remember, I'm doing the quick through for the short attention span people. It's paid out in tiers. I know there's percentages here. Trust me, we have an Excel spreadsheet. We can get into this. Just know you're going to get a little piece of the action from the company, not from the agent. We're not asking your person who invited you to see this is not taking any money out of your pocket. None. They're getting paid by corporate to bring you on and help you become successful. And the same thing can happen for you. Again, here's the tier set up with all the percentages. Don't get into this. We got an Excel spreadsheet to show you how this works. And we'll show you how that income comes in. Also, we introduced a thing called the co-sponsor program. Instead of just having one person introduce you to the company, you can have two, and you can get the benefits of having two sponsors. And you, as the new agent looking at this, benefits from having two sponsors instead of one. And it's an incredible program. We can talk about that more in a little bit. Just know that that's available. One thing that EXP is huge on, and I love this about the company, is our inclusivity that we believe in. We believe that all of us working together and collaborating can help each other. So we have a program called the One EXP program, which is really cool. Inside the company, because it's so big, we break it down even into smaller groups you can be part of. One of the groups that I'm part of is the military part. I was in the military for 12 years. We have a military section. We have an LGBTQ section. We have a Hispanic connection. We have an African-American section. We have all the different pieces that you can be a part of while all of us being together. And it's not just exclusive. For example, the military network that I'm a part of, you do not have to be former military to be a part of it. You could just be somebody who supports the military. I was a military guy, so of course I jumped in it. There's lots of people in there who are just like, you know what? I love our veterans and stuff, and they're a part of it. And it's just how the company makes inclusivity for everybody to be together so we can all work together, we can collaborate. We also have the iHeart EXP, which is where we work in our local communities to make our communities better. And we also have the Extend a Hand, where we help agents who are in distress. For example, in the hurricane sections in Western North Carolina that got devastated, right? That helped. We have a fund that helps agents who are in bad areas of things that happen that are out of their control, like the wildfires in California. Agents who were there was money that went to them to keep them afloat because they were devastated, right? No real estate happens when there's a hurricane going on or a wildfire. And so those are great. Those are some of the things that we have. One of the best parts about EXP is our customer support. We have what's called our expert care desk, staffed 24/7, guys. 24/7 support. Some people I've heard say, you know, this cloud-based brokerage, you're not going to get any support. Wrong. 24/7, 365 days support in English, Spanish, and French. You can get a hold of them through our EXP World, which is online through our metaverse. There's a phone number you can call. There's an email you can go to. There's a live chat. You can literally text and get an answer. So at 3 a.m., if something's going on and you're like, I can't sleep because of this thing going on with my deal, you can go in and get answers in the middle of the night so you can get some sleep. I've been with a lot of local brokerages over my 30 years in real estate here. Never had any kind of support like this. So the word on the street about, hey, you're not going to get support from this cloud-based brokerage is completely wrong. We have the best support in the world. And it's incredible. Okay. So for my short attention span people, that's the end right there. That's the overview. Now I'm going to get into some details on it. So if you saw enough, heard enough already, and you're like, I need a one-on-one with somebody, let the person know that invite you on here. Get set down with somebody that can share it with you. Okay. We have a growth team at corporate, somebody that can meet with you. There's team leads that are out there that can sit down who've been doing it for a long time and literally show you how can EXP impact your business. What I recommend is this: taking your last 3 years of production and running it through our compensation package and seeing where you're at, and then find out what tools does EXP have to help me sell more homes in less time so I can have more freedom. And you'll be amazed at it. Remember that slide I showed you way back there? We're going to get into those details now if you want to stick around. Okay. So let's do that. Let's talk about the deep dive. Okay. So for those of you who want details, we're going to do it right now. And this is going to work. The value stack. Why would I come to EXP? Let's say you're not if you're an icon agent, right? You're selling 30 homes or more a year, and you're going to be an icon agent. There's no reason for you financially not to be here. Literally, we're going to pay you 100% or better of your commission coming back to you as an icon agent. Okay. But let's say you're not there yet. You don't sell 30 houses a year yet. That's roughly what it takes. The reason I say 30 is it varies from market to market, but it's roughly on average across the country about 30 houses a year. Become an icon agent. Let's say you're selling 10 a year. And you're like, how do I get to that 30, 40, 50, 60 houses a year myself? Here it is. This is your slide. Take a picture of this and take a look at it. First of all, we have things called relationship management. Our CRM KV Core up here at the top at the 12 o'clock on this slide. KV Core is our CRM, and that's where we're going to focus on the people that know you, your sphere of influence. We're going to import from your email, your Google counters, your iPhone. We're going to take all your contacts and we're going to pull them into KV Core, and we're going to start mass marketing to them. We're going to set them up on campaigns, and we're going to let our AI and our automation talk to your entire sphere of influence. We're going to plug it into your social media, and we're going to start marketing to the people that know you. The best leads in the world are people that know you. And we're going to set it up, and we're going to start marketing them for their personal business as well as referrals. And we're going to bring that in. We're going to let the automation set it up so you're only working with the hottest leads in your contact list, okay? We're going to do mass emailing, mass texting. We're going to do mass video texting. We're going to be doing voicemail drops, all kinds of stuff. If you haven't heard of this stuff before, you need to get with whoever invited you on this to show you how it works, to demo it for you, okay? And then our management SISU, or SISU, some people say SISU, some people say SISU, the transaction management of it is incredible, where you're no longer, look, the old school days, right? We had these file folders. I had to take a sip again there so I don't start coughing. We had these file folders, right, of our deals that we were doing. Sisu lets you put it all online and set it up so that it's completely automated. And when I say automated, check it out. You can take your contract and plug it in, and it will receive, they'll set it up with a system of automated video emails from you that take the transaction from A to Z. Your clients are going to hear from you all the time, probably overkill, I would say, but you'll never have a client complain that they didn't get enough communication. They didn't know exactly what the next step was. They didn't have a roadmap of where the transaction was going, but it's all automated. It's incredible. Now, could you go get Sisu out there on your own? Of course you could. With us, it's included. KV Core, could you go out there and get it on your own with where you're at? Of course you could, but with us, it's included. Remember that 85 bucks a month that you were paying? This is the stuff that you're getting, okay? I told you, right? We had technology, the CRM, right? Customer Relationship Manager. A lot of people don't know what that means, right? It's going to take your contact database and turn it into a money maker for you. This is how Stacy and I tripled our production in 6 years and decreased the amount of time we were working by 25%. When I say that, it's worth repeating. We took our production from 10, 11, 12 million a year to 27 million a year personal, and we're spending 3 months out of each year in the Caribbean. Our favorite island is St. Croix, down in the Virgin Islands. Okay, I don't tell you that to impress you. I'm telling you that that's the kind of life you can have. How'd you like to take, a week vacation every month, 12 weeks vacation every year, and go do what you want to do? That's what we were able to do, and triple our production. And you can do it too. Okay, it's with the tools that are in place. You can run your business from anywhere in the world. Okay, now financial management. One thing that's really important, EXP, our founder, believes in is, I'm going to the left, by the way. I'm going counterclockwise. I'm at the 11 o'clock on here, financial management. One of the things that's really important is producing multiple streams of cash flow. Okay. Of course, you can sell your ass off and make a lot of money, but what if you have no free time? What kind of life is that, right? We all know agents that, probably crush it, and they're selling all the time, and they're always on the phone, and they're on vacation and they get the phone up to their ear. They go to their kid's game, and instead of watching the game, they're on the phone or on their laptop, right? What kind of life is that? You're going to be the richest man in the graveyard? I'm not sure, after doing this for almost 30 years, if that's the right plan. Maybe for some of you it is, but for most of us, that's not the most important thing. Very rarely do you talk to a 90-year-old on their deathbed and they said, I wish I had worked harder and spent less time with family. I don't think anyone's ever said that, right? What they talk about is they wish they had been more present in the things that were important. And so anyways, revenue share over here on the left-hand side, upper left-hand corner, is something that's very important. That's introducing other agents to the same system that helped you sell more houses in less time so you could have more fun and more free time. sharing with them the same opportunity. And when they take it, you can get paid a piece from the company, not from the agent you brought on, but from the company, a thing called revenue share. By the way, sometimes there's cash flow issues directly below that called our pay now. How would you like to be something comes up and you're just like, I want to get paid like right now, like right now, like I want it to be direct deposited tonight. You can click that button and boom, you get paid that night and it shows up in your bank account for money that you have sitting there. That's something that's really cool. I'll tell you, we used it in December. We were going on a cruise. We were getting geared up for the Ohio State University. We're from Columbus, right? To run, go on a national championship run. We had a bunch of different opportunity things going on, and our furnace went out. Well, rather than stick it on a credit card or something like that, we hit the old pay now button, paid for our furnace, and also picked up an extra vacation and just took it. Just came into our checking account. We paid around the checking account. Didn't have to worry about it, and it was cool. It was kind of awesome. Like just this unexpected expense. Oh my gosh, the furnace goes out. By the way, in Ohio, you can die if the furnace goes out in December. You could freeze to death that night. And we had them come in, bing, bang, boom, got a new furnace, didn't have to worry about it. And we hit the pay now button and paid for it cash the next day. Pretty cool, right? We have a thing called My EXP, which is an app on your phone. Your cell phone literally will be everything you need, everything, which you can't see because of the background here. I'm holding my phone in the hand, but everything you need on your phone, all your transaction management. By the way, I did the pay now through the cell phone, believe it or not, because we were gearing up, head out of town, and standing in line to get on a cruise ship and hit the pay now button to take care of our furnace when it went out, right? Anyways, everything on my EXP, monitoring your transactions, people in your downline, things like that, all through that. Okay, let's keep going counterclockwise, building a legacy. What's important in real estate is as you're getting to certain positions in your career and you've moved along, some of you, in fact, that are on here, are big time mega producers, right, that are checking this out. But once you've hit all the accolades and made all the money, what is there still to do in life? And that is you build a legacy. You can build a legacy by building agent equity, ownership in the company, building a nest egg that you can retire on or pass on to your heirs at a later date. That's through our stock plan. Of course, revenue share. You can build up a reoccurring monthly cash flow stream of coming in every single month that's predictable based on the sales of an organization that you build that's global. And you can retire off of that. And then one day you can will that off to your kids. That's a legacy. How many of us on here, if our parents or grandparents had left us a reoccurring cash flow stream that came in every single month, hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month? And yes, I am saying that because there are agents in EXP who get hundreds, several hundreds of thousands of dollars every month in cash flow stream growing in, and you can grow that too. Okay. We also have the Icon Awards, right, where you can become an icon and you can speak on stage and things like that and teach other agents if that's something big that you want to do. We have our growth team that'll help you build your legacy, because a lot of people I hear say, you know what, this recruiting thing, I'm not a recruiter. I'm just a salesperson. Awesome. We don't want you to recruit. Let me repeat that. We don't want you to recruit. We have trained recruiters with the company that'll do the recruiting for you. You just make the introduction. You go sell your houses, go build your relationships, go co-op, be a great co-oping agent. And when agents ask you about EXP, refer them to the growth team and let them do the recruiting for you. And you'll get the credit for it just for making the introduction, right? And we have a global network. You can build your business anywhere. My wife and I have a network right now of 162 agents across 19 cities in 11 different states, not just here in Central Ohio. It builds us a very nice revenue share every single month that covers all of our bills every month are covered by our revenue share. That's financial freedom. When that happens, we don't even have to sell a house if we don't want to. And we can live because all of our bills are covered through our revenue share that we're earning. It's cool, right? There are agents who make way more than us in it, that it doesn't just, the revenue share doesn't just pay their bills. I mean, they buy exotic cars and stuff like that, and helicopters and things like that. We're not at that level yet, but we're working our way there, right? And all we're doing is meeting agents through transactions that we do. And if they're cool and we like them and they like us and they want to see what EXP is, we put them in front of somebody to show them the opportunity. If they like it, they join. We're their sponsor. We get some stock for it. And then the company gives us revenue share for it. And we earn that. And then we help that agent be the best agent they can be. The more they sell, the more we earn. And then we help them do the same thing. Pretty cool. Anyways, Let's move on down here. Counterclockwise, branding and marketing. It's a big deal, right? Here's the thing about agents. We're busy selling houses. We don't have time to build all these incredible graphics and things for social media and stuff like that. No, we can hire it out if we want, or we can get a VA to do it for us, right? For really cheap, $5-6 an hour. We have great connections with VAs. But we have awesome tools with EXP that are included. Canva, we have Canva Pro for our agents. We have a relationship with Build a Sign. We have our luxury division. We have our land and ranch division. We have our Revenos, which you're going to see here on another slide in a second, which is our corporate referrals, where the corporation, our company, gives you a direct referral if somebody wants to buy or sell a house, and then you just pay a referral fee at closing. How'd you like to get that? When's the last time your broker said, hey, here's John and Mary Smith. They want to buy 123 Main Street. Go write them up, and you'll pay us a split on it, 50-50 split. When's the last time that happened? Happens to us all the time. In fact, my wife and I did 16 of them last year from corporate. 16 of our 62 personal deals. That's not counting the 854 that our team did. Those are our personals that we did that. They came from Revenos. Okay, we'll talk about that in our slide in a second. We have a global referral network. Look, EXP agents, all 90,000 of us in North America, want to refer to each other. Why? Because the more we're all owners of the company, the more we all sell, the more we all make, the more the stock will drive the stock up. And the more agents we bring on, the more the stock should continue to go up. So all of us benefit by all helping each other. I hope you get that. It's collaboration over competition, right? The other EXP agents we're in Ohio, right? Agents in California, and Tennessee, and Texas, and Florida, they're our business partners. We want them to do well. The better they do, the better we will do in the long run. So it's incredible. Let's go down to the bottom. This is the clock. We're going counterclockwise. We're down wellness management. Look, you got to be healthy. As I sniffle into the thing here, I'm just getting over a nasty cold. If you're not healthy, you can't sell houses. So our founder, Glenn Sanford, believes in making sure agents are able to take care of their healthcare. We have a healthcare program. Yeah, healthcare program. It's awesome. In fact, a lot of agents that I talk to, we cut their insurance bills huge, like in half or more from what they're paying through our healthcare plan, right? Because we have so many agents, 90,000 agents, we have a huge group plan. The bigger the group, the lower the costs. That's how that works. EXP Extend a Hand, that's for agents who just run into something like I mentioned before, hurricanes, wildfires, and things like that. Taking care of them, making sure they can stay afloat during a massive crisis that's going on with them. Then going here to the 5 o'clock section here on it, we're going counterclockwise again. Support. Your support's incredible. 24/7 support, 365 days a year. You can get through our EXP World, our broker teams. You're going to have a local broker. You'll be able to text them, call them, visit with them, just like you have now. You'll have that with us. And then we also do it virtually too, which makes it super simple, especially if you travel like Stacy and I do a lot. We can talk with our brokers while we're 2,500 miles away doing real estate deals in Ohio from the Virgin Islands. It's very cool, right? We have team services. If you have a team, we have incredible team stuff. You'll see on another slide here in a second. We'll get into that a little deeper on it. Transaction coordinators. One of the biggest things we ever did for our business was find a licensed EXP transaction coordinator who can take the deal from A to Z while we are, like I mentioned, 2,500 miles away and run the whole thing, communicating with agents for us and everything like that. It's incredible the freedom that it gives you when somebody else who loves it, by the way, is taking care of all the paperwork while you're out on the street, as we call pounding the pavement, cracking doors, doing listing appointments, okay? We got a compliance department that's on top of it. The coolest people in the world, but they're on top of it to make sure that you are compliant so you don't lose your license. You'll love it. And of course, IT assistance, right? Because as realtors, we are not tech people, most of us. We're people. We got tech people to take care of it. We have over 2,500 full-time employees, by the way. Sometimes I hear people say, oh, EXP, a cloud-based brokerage, you're never going to get any support. We have 2,500 full-time employees to handle things for you, okay? That's why we're able to offer 24/7 support. Nobody else is doing that, by the way. Okay, we're here at the 3 o'clock. Process management. We have our expert care. We got somebody to handhold you while you're onboarding. Look, switching brokerages sucks. I'm not going to say it's great. It sucks. I've done it 5 times in 30 years. I get it. It's no fun, but when somebody's there to white glove onboard you and help you get over and help your clients be imported into our new CRM that you're going to be using and getting you up and running and getting your campaigns going so you can start marketing better to your sphere of influence. All of that's done for you. Our transactions are all done online on a thing called SkySlope. Nothing better than paperless transactions. We were old school, right? We had the papers, the old file folders back in the day. We were terrified of this paperless. We love it now. Everything comes in through .loop. .loop uploads to SkySlope, and the broker is able to sit there and check it for you in real time to make sure you're compliant and things are good to go, so that when you go to the closing, you can get paid right then on the spot. When I say on the spot, right now they are averaging 11 minutes to pay people after the closing. That's right. The corporate doesn't even have the check yet, and you can get paid right then, right after the closing. Sometimes people are getting the deposited before they get home from the closing, driving home from the closing. How about that? We have our EXP, My EXP. I told you about the app on your phone, everything managed on your phone. It's awesome. Your phone is everything you need. You don't even need a laptop anymore. Enterprise is inside the My EXP app. It's where all of our different services are and everything you need. And then, of course, we're with Slack. Slack is also, besides Sisu, it's another way for you to manage transactions, manage your team, and things like that you can use. And then last but not least on this slide, I told you we were going deep dive here, is learning and development. Look, when the leader stops learning, the leader should stop leading, okay? It's a big deal. If you're in a position with your career where you're done growing, you're a dinosaur and you're going to be extinct. There's things coming on like AI. Here's the thing. A lot of agents are terrified about AI, so sticking their head in the sand. It's very important for you to understand AI, because AI is not going to replace realtors. It's only going to replace realtors that don't use it. Now, if you're an old dog like me, like I'm pushing the big 6-0, you got to learn stuff and you got to be willing to learn it. And we have EXP University set up where the top agents in the world, they're called icon agents, you heard me mention it before, are teaching you what they're doing right now. These are agents who are in the trenches, putting up the posts, using the scripts. They're sharing with you the stuff they're doing right now. Here's the postcard I mailed. Here's the open house I did. Here's how I did it. Here's the new technique I'm doing. Here's the prompts I'm putting into AI to get the answers that I need, right? Telling you exactly what they're doing in other markets. So you're not just sitting there copying what every other agents do in that market. I remember in the old days, right? 20, 30 years ago, all we did was just copy what all the other agents were doing. It was kind of like this incestuous copying of each other when there were other techniques that worked in other markets, but you just didn't hear about it because agents didn't want to share what worked. Here, we share everything that works, because the better that you do, the more we all do better in the long run. That's the genius of this system, of all of us being owners of the company and all of us being financially aligned. The more you make, the more we make. The more I make, the more you make. How about that? Let's all help each other be the best that we can be and work from a position of abundance versus trying to keep everything close to the vest. I'm not going to tell everybody what my best Facebook ad is. In EXP, you tell everybody because we all make more money. All right, let me get off of that. My wife's like, you beat that into the ground. We also have a thing called fast start and fast cap. I don't know if your brokerage where you're at, but we've been with brokerages before where as soon as you join, they want you to spend $1,000 to go take a certain class, right? A class with a name. Here, we have those classes too. They're accountability, they have coaches, things like that. We just don't charge you for them, okay? Fast start and fast cap is that. For somebody who's newer, you're going to do fast start. For somebody who isn't a capper yet, you're going to take fast cap. And what it is it's a daily accountability and a group session to keep you going, to keep you on track so you don't get sidetracked by the shiny objects, to get you going, okay? We also have Team Leader Academy. Maybe you want to build an old school traditional team, right? Totally cool. We have an academy to teach you how to do it. The forms that you need, the accountability you need, the type of person you're going to hire, the resumes you're looking for, who do you hire first to start your team, all that kind of stuff taught to you so that you have it, so you can build the team right, so you don't have to learn by trial and error. You can look at a proven system and just copy it. Copy and paste. That's how I got through high school, right? Just copy and paste, and you go through there. Now, we do have some extra paid coaching called Elevate Coaching for those of you who are like, you know what? 20, 30 million a year is not enough for me. I want to know how to do 100 million a year. Cool. We have Elevate Coaching. You can go there and you can get with the top minds in the world and have them coach you and teach you. There's all different levels of that you can be a part of. Of course, we have a ton of masterminds, but 99% of them are all free. We have a couple that are paid here and there that you can join, but most of them you join. We have a really cool one that we do called RealtorMastermind.live. We do them Mondays at noon. You can jump on there and check that out. And we have experts on different fields in there. We have short sale people, we got investor people, all kinds of different stuff. You get the idea. But we have all kinds of masterminds going on. More masterminds than you have time for. You could watch them 24/7, 365 days a year, and you could never go through all of them. And they're all fantastic because they're agents who are not teaching theory. They're agents who are teaching exactly what they're doing. We have EXP Con and regional rallies. This year's EXP Cons in South Beach. So if you want to come check us out, when we were, my wife and I were checking out EXP back in the day, we went to an EXP convention. We knew immediately, as soon as we went to it, that that's where we needed to be. I recommend all of you come down to South Beach, come hang out with us. I went to a concert with Flo Rida last year that they had rented out one of the nightclubs there in South Beach, and Flo Rida was there just for EXP realtors. It was awesome. And we have that kind of cool stuff going on, but tons of learning. It's over 3-4 days. You can come check it out. You'll learn more and you'll meet more top agents, and you'll know this is home when you come there. It feels like home. You can also meet our founder, Glenn Sanford, really cool stuff like that. Our CEO, Leo Perea, cool stuff like that too, right? But also we have more intimate ones called regional rallies. They're exactly what they sound like. They're training regionally. We're Stacey and I are going to 2 next week. My wife's actually going to be the speaker in Cincinnati at that one for the Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky area. And then she's traveling south. I'm going with her down to Nashville. So we'll see some of you are on here in Nashville. And she's going to be speaking at that, talking about how she was able to triple her production in the last 6 years after hitting a ceiling of 21 years in real estate. How she was able to then take that ceiling, crash, not just crash through it, but triple her production, but decrease the amount of time she was working by 25% and not even be in the friggin' state where we're at, not even in the country, 2,500 miles south of where we're at down in the islands, and do that. Triple the production, but decrease the amount of time we're working and not even be in town. You're going to get to hear that story. Those of you who come to Nashville and check that out, she's going to show you how she did it, and you can just copy and paste it and do it where you're at. It's going to be awesome. Anyways, let's move on. I'm bragging on my wife. We have continuing education, of course, CE that we do. We have broker-led classes. The brokers are going to do broker classes right there locally for you that apply to you locally, right? Because MLSs and things like that and board of realtors are all different depending on where you're at. So the local broker for each area will be teaching stuff there. We have the mentor program. If you're newer, and let's say you're coming out of real estate school and you're checking this out, we have a total mentor program where somebody's going to handhold you and take you out on your showings, show you how to do an open house, take you on the listing appointments. In fact, when you get your first listing appointment, they're going to go with you so that you can actually win the listing instead of getting beat out by some seasoned agent. You're going to have a mentor to help you win the business and show you how to make money. Because we all know real estate school just teaches you how to what? Not get sued and how to pass the test, right? You need a mentor to show you how to make money, and we've got that too. Of course, our partnership with Zoocasa. So I told you we were going deep dive, right? Like this is the deep dive people that are in here still that are sticking around. This slide right here, and the one I have coming up is why you join EXP. This is why you pay an 80-20 split with a $16,000 cap with the potential to get to Icon where you can get all that $16,000 back in the form of company stock, which hopefully over time, I say hopefully because we're not allowed to promise because it's on the NASDAQ, we're not allowed to promise a return, but hopefully over time it goes up in value like the stock market's done the last 80 years. And you're going to earn better than 100% split. That's where we want to get you to is Icon Agent, okay? So remember I said people want to be a team lead? Here's our Team Lead Academy. It's going to teach you how, so everyone on your team has the same vision as you, how to set up accountability for people on your team, data-driven decisions versus emotional, right? Human beings, we are emotional creatures who think versus being thinking creatures who are emotional, right? Data-driven decisions help you as a team leader make the right decisions so it doesn't cost you money. And of course, process documentation so you can scale your team, not just locally, but even across your state, across the country, and even internationally, you can grow a team. And then a problem solving same framework. We have a 7-step coaching framework with an attraction playbook. How do I attract the right teammates and then retain them? We're going to teach you that. It's a 32-week team member playbook. What is your new teammate going to do? We got a 32-week mapped out program for them to follow on how to build your traditional real estate team. Okay. Some certified teams may also qualify for growth assistance from EXP. If you're big enough, if you're a team member and you're watching this and you're big enough, look, we have corporate people who get paid salaries to bring you on, get your people brought on board, and get you set up with some financial assistance and also assistance from corporate people, getting them on board. Because look, I know some of you maybe that are watching this may have 100, 200 team members, right? How am I going to do this as the team lead? We're going to help you with corporate people to help you do that. Okay. And then, of course, ongoing deep dive courses after graduation. Okay. This is all, again, you guys can get all this. There's the links here in this, so you can check this stuff out. Person that brought you on, I can show that. So here's another cool thing. How much will I make when I close a deal? Well, the cool part is we have a commission calculator. It's interactive. You can check it out. The person who invited you on here can get you access to these slides, by the way. I mentioned it before, but it's worth saying again. We are big on transparency. It is a core value of EXP. We don't want you to come here and be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. We want you to know everything up front so you come here with confidence and know that this is your home. This was the right move. This is where I'm staying, and you're sold out on us. And that's what we want to do for you. We don't want anybody to be wondering, like, should I take a chance on EXP? No, we want you to know, beyond the shadow of a doubt, this is the move. This is where I need to be. And then we're going to help you make that move, get through the initial bumps and bruises it takes, of course. Changing brokers sucks. Let's just call it out. I've done it multiple times in my career. But when you know what's on the other side and you got a team of people to help you do it, it makes it easier and you know why you did it. Okay. Here we go. We got team services. Team services will help you evaluate, does the math make sense? Look, we have a saying in EXP that says this: don't get emotional, it's just math. Try not to think emotionally. Let's run the numbers and see what makes sense. Does it make sense math-wise? Look, if the math doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense to move anyways, right? But let's do the math. We have a team services people that will take your P&L, your profit and loss, your team numbers, and run them through our setup for you. So you don't have to try to calculate this on yourself, is what I'm telling you. Corporate people, that's all they do. They meet with big team leads and help them decide whether or not it makes sense for you to move. Your friend that invited you to look at this is just basically saying, hey, do you want some information? Do you want to know what your options are? Your options, so you can make the choice that's best for you. Nobody's trying to talk you into anything. We're trying to show you, does it make sense? And here's the reality. There's no broker in the world that is all things to all people. It just doesn't exist. Maybe we're the right move, maybe we're not. But how do you know if you haven't ran the numbers? If you haven't looked at it, if you haven't seen everything we have to offer, not just to you, Mr. or Miss Team Lead, but also for all your team members. What if all the benefits you get as the team lead, they also get as a team member? What will your retention be like as a team lead if your team members are also earning multiple streams of cash flow, building equity, earning stock? What if they're doing that too? What if they have all the different lead gen tools available to them that you have? Now, how much more money are you going to make as a team lead, but also have team members who are also in an incredible position to do the same thing? You don't have that turnover that's going on. Aha. Some team members just said, oh, you're talking about retention. Yeah, I am. So you can check that out. Okay. For those of you who are like, man, I don't mess around with the nickel and dime properties, the average properties. I'm into the big dogs. We have an EXP luxury program. My wife, after joining EXP luxury, was able to increase her average sales price by 25%. 25% was one of the big keys in how we tripled our production. Our sales didn't triple. Our sales doubled, but our income tripled because we got into EXP luxury and we were able to increase our average sales price, right? Our average sales price here in Columbus, Ohio, $333,000, and we were 452 was our average sales price in Columbus, Ohio. Some of you who are like in the East and West Coast are like, $452,000. That's nothing, right? You're doing $1 million, things like that. Well, just imagine if you had EXP luxury behind you and it was able to help you increase your average sales price by like 25%. How cool would that be? That's available to you in your marketplaces. It's great stuff. You definitely want to check that out. We also have EXP commercial. Some of you might be on here and be like, I'm not a residential agent. You might be a commercial agent. Our commercial is incredible. Here's what I'll tell you. Most commercial agents I know are on a 50-50 split. Not us, not here. You're on an 80-20 split with a $20,000 cap. You heard that right. You're on an 80-20 split with a $20,000 cap as a commercial agent. Most commercial agents I know knock out their cap in one deal and still get money left over. And after that, you get 100% on it. Okay. You can also become an icon agent with the EXP commercial. We have really cool stuff for $250 a month, all the different stuff like co-star and everything like that. You'll want to check that out. It's a completely different presentation because it's kind of focused on residential. Just know commercials available. If you're a commercial agent, by the way, or a residential agent, you can recruit commercial agents and get paid on multi-million-dollar commercial deals. How cool is that? Okay, very cool. All right, some things we have is, have you ever seen Success Magazine? I'm gonna take a sip here, hang on a second. We at EXP believe in personal growth. We believe in it so much because you are the brand, right? You're the brand. People aren't hiring EXP, they're hiring you. So we believe when we help you become the best version of yourself, your business is going to grow. So our founder bought Success Magazine and the Success brand. And so we also have co-working space for success, where you have like a cafe, co-working, coaching, all together underneath one roof. Really cool stuff you can check out here on Success Spaces. This EXP Revenos, this one right here, remember I said earlier, like the reason you joined EXP is because of this slide. That was the one I was going through. That was the clock that had all the different stuff. This is the other reason you joined. High quality leads and referrals coming from corporate to you where you don't pay for them until closing. Yeah, handing you a deal. We just closed one today. Stacey and I closed one today. They sent us a guy through Chase referral program, came in, we took him. He had a house he wanted to buy. We went out, got a multiple offer situation, got outbid. He didn't get it. So we had another house. We bid on that. He got that. We closed him. We got that lead 6 weeks ago and closed him. Okay, so here's the Revenos programs. Here's what I want you to know about Revenos. Revenos is a division of EXP. It is our corporate lead program where corporate generates leads and gives them to you, the agent, and you pay a referral fee on the back end. Okay, so if an agent came to you and said, hey, I've got a referral, will you pay me a referral fee? What would your answer be? Your answer would be yes. Well, corporate is that agent now who is saying, hey, I've got a relo. Would you like a relo lead? You pay us a referral at the end. Some agents, maybe some of you are so big, you're like, oh, I'm not paying a referral fee. I'm not doing referral business. Fine. The slide isn't for you. But for the rest of us, this part right here is the other reason why you join EXP. Besides all the tools and stuff I showed you in the other slide, this is it. Relocation. We match local EXP agents to corporate transferring clients. And we have some of the biggest corporations in the world signed up with us. We have an affinity program where, and bundle select, affinity and bundle select, where corporations can offer perks at no cost to the company. I want you to hear this. So no cost to the corporation. They can offer them real estate perks for being an employee, and you, the agent who brought them to the table, become the preferred agent for that company. For some of you, an alarm bell just went off. Like, what? Yes, a company local in your city, you can go to them, their HR department, connect them to someone in our corporate. They can talk to them. And if they sign on with EXP, you're the preferred agent for that company. You'll go on that company newsletter and things like that. And that agent, that employee of that corporation will get benefits during their move. if they use you as the agent locally. How cool is that? So we got reload, people moving in from out of town. We got people moving inside town, and you can be the agent for that. We have our honors military rewards program. There's other military programs that are out there that maybe you pay for with EXP. We have one where you can just be part of it if you love our military, and you can help military members save 20% on their buy or their sell, and you can have those leads handed to you. Oh, yeah. Also, it's a marketing thing that you can do locally to pick up veterans. Cool, right? And their families, by the way. We have Making It Rain, which is digital ads. If you're not good at doing Google pay-per-click and Facebook ads and stuff like that, that's cool. You can just run it through us, and our tech people will set it up for you. Give them control of your Google campaign, give them control of your funnel system that we have, our CRM, or give them control of your Facebook page. And you just give them your credit card and they'll run the ads for you. And the leads just come to you and you just go sell, baby, sell. How about that? Yeah. So if you're an old timer like me, you're like, I don't want to set up these Facebook ads. They'll do them for you. Very cool. Institutional investment services. We have referrals from investors and institutions, another word for banks, right? Drives them directly to you, our EXP agents. So it just happened a little while ago. Some bank came to our founder and said, hey, I got 1,000 properties that I need to sell across the country. And they just dispersed 1,000 listings out across the company because that bank needed to get them sold. And banks, big banks, institutions, is a better word. I'm not supposed to say banks, comes to us and just gives us a bunch of properties, which is really cool. It's kind of nice. So the company goes, hey, you want a listing? And you're like, yeah, here, go sell this house. It's very cool. Express offers. We have an iBuyer program where you, the agent, will have billions of dollars behind you, where you can go to listings, expired listings, or FSBOs and say, hey, by the way, if you let me come see your house, I can have you a cash offer, maybe multiple cash offers within 10 minutes of seeing your property while I'm in your driveway. I got to make a few phone calls. Would that be cool? Yes. And it's true. It's not your money. It's our, well, I say our, not mine, EXP's money that's coming in. And that's an incredible program that we have. A great way to go after FSBOs and expireds by offering them cash deals. And it's really cool. And then, of course, REOs. Please, please, Lord, I'm not using the Lord's name in vain. Let's not see any REOs for a long time, but there are a few still. We're signed up with all the biggest banks. Real estate goes in cycles. I've been through 3 crashes in my career. We'll have another one eventually, right? A correction. Let's hope it's a long, long time off, but we are already set up with the banks, ready to go when REOs become a thing again. For those of you who are newer agents, those are real estate agents or foreclosures that go through the banks, and you'll be the listing agent on them. Very cool, right? We're already signed up for them. EXP is. By the way, all the program details are over here in the hyperlink. Have somebody send this to you so you're good to go. And we're getting close to the end. So, closed units and sales. This is Revenos. We did $1 billion. They did $1 billion in corporate referrals sent out to agents. Pretty cool, huh? Right? What is that? 30 million in commissions, I think, that went out through corporate. By the way, that's your broker. When's the last time your broker just said, hey, here's a listing, go sell it? That's what Revenos is. Okay. Our referral divisions, very cool. Sometimes agents are in a spot where they don't want to give their license up, but they're not ready to be practicing real estate right now. You can take your traditional real estate license and put it with our referral division. It's just $50 a month that you'll pay. And, you'll just be looking for people that just want to sell their house. And you're not really practicing right now, but you do want to refer that out and still get your, 25, 35%, whatever you're going to do the referral for. You can just be in our referral division. While you're there, you can still be part of the healthcare. You can still hold your stock, and you can still do your own personal deals, and you can still get your revenue share, which is a pretty cool way to operate. You don't have to be part of the MLS. You don't have to be part of NAR or your local board. None of that stuff. You don't have any of those fees. Just have a $50 per month fee to keep your license active, but in the referral division. Okay, cool stuff on that. Again, program details right there. You can click that, check that out. We're expanding globally, 29 countries and growing. We just opened Dubai. We opened Turkey the other day. We're growing globally. Why is that important to you? Because again, the whole world is connected now by the internet. You can literally have a global business and operate in other countries. It's very cool, and you can learn more about that on here also. We have great toolkits. One of the things we're super proud of is during NAR, during the BBA, when they were going through the whole thing with the NAR lawsuit. EXP was a leader. We didn't hide from it. We are an all-cash company. We weren't afraid about the lawsuit and the money that was going to come out because we are an all-cash company. We have zero debt. We weren't afraid. Whatever number they were going to hit us with, we were just going to pay them cash and go away. Let's move on, right? But in meeting this thing head on, we decided that we would create tools and systems in the paperwork to make it so that you could navigate it properly. We have a seller toolkit and a buyer toolkit. These, by the way, were approved by NAR. They were created by our legal team and by our CEO. You probably saw him. He was like all over. Leo Pereira, he was on MSNBC, CNN, all the things, Fox, everybody like that. He was on all the leading from the front, basically. And we didn't hide from it. We just met it head on. Just it is what it is. Real estate changes all the time. Something comes down the pike, and this was the next thing. And we moved forward with it. And the documents were so good, created by our legal team, that we just gave to other brokers too, just so we could all move forward as a real estate industry and move on and just keep moving forward. Okay, so our Icon program, again, $16,000 our cap that you pay in. If you become an Icon agent, you get that $16,000 back. Here's how it's broken down. 8,000 of it that you get back is based on your production. 4,000 is based on your cultural commitment. That's teaching some courses and things like that online. Really easy stuff to do. But as a leader, as an Icon agent, you need to be giving back to the local real estate community. And that's what you'd be doing. You can teach some classes and things like that. You can give back to some charities if you want to do things like that. Really simple stuff to do, but it's giving back. Like leaders give back to the community. And so you're going to earn 4,000 of the 16,000 by doing that. Super easy to do. It's on a point system, piece of cake. It's like 6 hours of work over the year. Super simple to do. Okay. You know what? That's actually 2 hours a quarter. So a quarter. So it's 8 hours of work. All right. Work. Teaching a 1 hour mastermind, piece of cake, right? Okay. And then events, attending the events, coming to the regional rallies and going to EXPCon. Oh, darn, you get paid to go to South Beach. Real tough, okay? Not difficult things to do. Come to the convention and learn how to make more money and hang out with your friends. Pretty cool. Easy way to get your 16 grand. All right, here's how Icon works. Your friend can share this with you and break it down on it, but it basically, for most of you, is going to work like this. You're going to cap out. That's $16,000, right? So very simple math to do it. If it's a $10,000 commission on an 80-20 split, it takes 8 transactions, right? Let's do the math. $10,000, 80-20 split, 8,000 to you, 2,000 to the company. Got it? 8 of those deals, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 8 of those deals, 80,000 in GCI, pays it at 20% into a $16,000 cap. Now you're capped out. That was 8 deals. From there, you need to do 20 more transactions. Be 28 total deals. That would put you as an Icon agent. That's in a year. That's basically in an area where your average sales price is $333,000. I'm just using Columbus. At 3% commission, you're going to cap out in 8 deals, and you'll do 20 more deals, 28 deals. That's why I say it normally takes right around 30 deals to become an Icon agent. What is that? 2.5 deals a month? Not real. No, Icons are awesome, but it's not like superstardom, unattainable type stuff. It's doable. And if you're not there yet, our goal is to teach you how to get there, because we want everybody to be an Icon agent. Keep 100% of your commission, have it grow, right? Over the years, build yourself a nest egg so that you have a legacy that you can will offer, that you can retire gracefully one day, instead of what's happening to most agents, which right now with the National Association of Realtors is what? 95% of the agents have 0 to no retirement. None. They're going to retire on public assistance, hoping Social Security will still be solvent, and the help of family and friends in their church and things like that. That's not a graceful retirement after living a great real estate career. There are other ways to do it. For those of you who are high producers, $500,000 in GCI will get you also to Icon, okay? And we can go from there. So we have fast cap agents. Remember we talked about fast cap. Here's some of the results from fast cap, all the tracking that they have going on. But these are brand new agents that are going through fast cap, working on it. On average, they're getting 6.9 appointments. Going through this class is getting them 6.9 appointments per person, which is getting them 3.8 agreements per person. So 7 appointments is getting them 4 contracts. Not too bad, right? Those are the numbers on that. And this is the fast cap program, the schedule that goes on. It's very set up, very systematized to keep you on track, to get you capped out. That's our thing, so you can start working your way towards Icon. Also, if you like being involved in the company, we are agent owned. One of the things we have is an agent advisory council. This is a big deal. This is where the agents who are out there on the street, who are crushing it, get to be a part of meeting with the corporate guys and gals that are running it. And these are the people with the boots on the ground telling, hey, here's what's working, here's what's not working. Here's what our founder says. 2 criteria if they're going to make a change in the company. That has to happen. Whoops. Here's what has to happen. Whoops. What happened? Oh, I lost it. Anyways, what needs to happen with that is it has to be good for the agents and it has to be sustainable. And I'll go back to this last slide on here because I'm going to point something out. These are agents who are boots on the ground. And what these agents are doing is they are making it, I lost it, but they're making it so they can tell you what's going on. So I want to thank everybody for jumping on here. And I will answer some questions if people have them. If not, I want to thank you for jumping on. If you want to raise your hand or unmute to ask a question, or that is the end right there. But the Agent Advisory Council, you can be a part of that. You can get involved in EXP even more at a higher level, and you can go from there. But I want to thank LaDonna, Laura, Samantha, Steve Young. I know that Ashley was on there. She had to drop. I went a little long over the 1 hour normal tonight. I got a little more excited than I normally do. But if you have a question, you can ask it. If not, we're going to stop it right there. In fact, I am going to stop the recording.